And in terms of growing profit, naturally, did you like that segue, Martin? Growing profit, about to introduce Martin. It wasn't too bad. Is Martin Bailey. Martin, this might be the third or fourth gig you've done with us on word of mouth marketing. I think for travel agents, this is probably a skill that many have, but many don't understand the importance of. Martin is a bit of a guru on all things word of mouth marketing. Rather than me steal his thunder, I'll ask him to come up and begin his presentation for me. Thank you, Martin.
Bravo. Have you heard the story about Schlitz beer? Schlitz beer, very big, famous American brand. Out there looking for a new marketing campaign. They're in 8th place in America. 8th place. What can we do to move up and increase sales? So they had a guy come in and say, look, what can we do to increase sales? Well, tell me about your process, he said. So they took him through the process. This is how we make beer. We use water from this well, it's pure water, and so on. And also we cold filter the beer. What? Yeah, our beer is all cold filtered. That's it. What do you mean that's it? This is what we're going to use in our marketing. G. We are going to use and tell everybody that our beer, Schlitz beer, is cold filtered. But the guys from Schlitz said, all beer, all American beer is cold filtered. It doesn't matter. We are going to be the first people to tell the public that our beer, Schlitz beer, is cold filtered. It's a true story. It went from being number 8 to number 1 within a period of months. I'm aware of the fact that the travel industry, and whatever business you're in, is undergoing changes. Brilliant! What you need to do is be the first ones to mention this to your clients and say, you know what, these changes have come along, but it's okay because we, your local travel agent, can actually do this for you and make sure you're covered. And you would say, Martin, every other travel agent already does that. It doesn't matter. You are going to be the first travel agent in your area to tell people. You're like, wow, look at what my agent does for me. And I'm covered. I'm a very great exponent and fan of word of mouth marketing. It is, I believe, the most powerful marketing there is. By far. By far. The aim of marketing is to know and understand the customers so well that the product and service fits them and sells itself. The aim of marketing. This is what marketing is all about. If anyone tells you any different, it's this, to know and understand the customer, what the customer's needs and requirements are. And we've seen this recently with a technology company, the next one down. People are drawn to Apple because they are selling their own ideas back to them. You want to know where the ideas for Apple came from? The iPad, the iPod, the whatever it is, from Apple's customer. And it's not rocket science. You're a travel agent. You talk to people all the time. You ask people, what exactly is it you want? Probably slightly different than that, because you don't want to look like you don't know. Well, actually, you don't know until you ask them.
Give us your wish list.
Give us your wish list. And that's what you're in the business of doing, travel agents. It's beautiful. You've got a terrific business where you're talking to people, let me make your wishes come true. Terrific. Well, our product around people, around the end user. And isn't that what you guys do? You put a holiday together for a person who's the end user, who's actually going to go on it. Oh, okay. Well, how are we going to build on this? And what this whole thing is word of mouth marketing, personal recommendation, relationship marketing, and so on and so on and so forth. Here's a quick exercise for you to do. You don't have to move this time unless you want to write. You might need a pen and a paper. Oh, nobody said we were going to have to do something. Ooh, this is hard work. Look, you might be able to do it in your head, depending on how much wine you've drunk.
Thank you.
Here's the big question at the top. Are you influenced by what others say? Oh, Are you influenced by what others say? Let's take the first one. The place where you got your hair cut, where you get it styled, permed, or blow dried, or whatever it is you do. Did you go to that place based on an advert? Did you see it in the street? Or did somebody else say, you should go there, because this is pretty good? And have a look through and say, where did I pick them from, an advert or from a recommendation? Whatever your answers were on that, let me tell you that when I run this test regularly with business people, they choose between 8 and 9 out of 10 for all of those down that list, through personal recommendation, not through advert. But the question is here, are your customers and future customers influenced by what others say about you? The chances are, yeah. Oh, in a big way. And this is why, this is one of the things in marketing which is the most important thing, but it's ignored or not recognised or not necessarily understood. And it's incredibly important. One at the bottom, only 14% of people trust advertisers. Why? Why do only 14% of people trust advertisers? Because you hit the nail on the head, people tell porkies. We've all been let down at some point. All been let down. Information overload. Oh, the busiest slide. Mark didn't like this slide when I sent it through to him. There's too much information on there. That's right. People want choices. No, they don't. No, people don't want choices anymore. People want to know, please tell me what the best thing to do is. Look at this. People are exposed to between 1,500 and 3,500 adverts a day. Some people say it's 6,000. I had a guy say to me, I don't believe that figure. And then he came and saw me 2 months later and said it's true. I stopped counting at 11 o'clock in the morning when I got to 1,000. They're all over the place, adverts. People don't care anymore. There's so much information there, and most of us, most businesses focus on, well, let's provide the customers with as much information as possible. People don't want it. What about this one? My favourite, absolute favourite. Has anyone, when you're installing a software update, ever read the terms and conditions? Come on, who's done it? Who's done it? I want to know. What customers want is honest answers to their questions. You know where the influence is? Customers want answers to their questions. Their questions. People buy people, you've heard of that before. What people actually buy is other people's experience. Because if we go back to that test they did before, the place you go as your favourite restaurant, if it was recommended to you, you bought somebody else's experience of using the restaurant. That's what you did. Somebody came along and said the food was wonderful. You know, the rice came in this clay bowl, and the ambience. And we just had such a fun time. And the beer was great. And you buy that and you go, oh, we'll go there. Hey, you must look at Amazon.com before you go to sleep tonight.
I'm a dinosaur.
So am I. So am I. And I cannot emphasise this enough. Whatever your business, you must record as much data about your customers as possible. And what I'm saying is, you have the keys to the kingdom in your grasp. If you can access your customer data, there is a gold mine in there waiting for you to make use of. If you can't, you need to start recording now on something different, or you need to make sure that somebody fixes it so you can get hold of it. You go into any Beechworth bakery, you will find a plaque on the wall about so big with all the latest compliment slips in. Why is this important? This is the interactive bit again now, sorry. And he goes on, and there's more. And I thought, oh, there's only 2 or 3 of these. And I went in and said, can I just have a few as an example? Open came a box. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. Can I keep these? Yeah. He gets the feedback. Because you find out what people like. This is for stuff which costs a few dollars. And your average sale is $4 grand, a little bit more, yeah. We as suppliers come out with all the reasons why they need to use us. And the customer says, you know what, can you just make things easier for me, please? Can you make it simple? Just get to the point. This is what I want. As a customer, this is how I speak. As a supplier, it's completely different. Here we go. Conclusions. You'll get I think you've got a copy of these slides already. No?
We'll email these ones out.
For a large fee, you may have a copy of these slides.
My word of mouth says.
Yes. People at Ford didn't listen to what the consumers wanted. That's it. What they're based on at Ford is a very old industrial management structure, that goes back to the Industrial Revolution. And it's rubbish, and they've gone down the tubes because they lost contact with their customers. If you lose contact with your customers, your history, Ford and Beechworth. Beechworth maintains contact. We want your feedback. We're going to display your feedback. This is going to influence our product lines, and it's only for a few dollars. You guys are talking thousands of dollars. What do your customers want? You need to know. You need to know. That's your community. And that's a different subject to talk about in another day. I'm on the last couple of things. I'm not going to do number 4. Number 5. Your best sales force is your consumers. Why? Because 90% of consumers believe what other people have to say about a product. People won't believe you because they've been tainted by something completely different, like Ford. Yeah, of course we'll listen to you as customers. I know you don't want a Ford Falcon anymore, but we're going to build a really good one this time. Nobody wants it. Not really. One sign of an established company, number 6, that is struggling in the marketplace is when their primary marketing strategy is based on price. Do you know any travel agents whose primary marketing strategy is based on price? Yes, quite a few. So how are you going to compete against them?
Business
Relationships.
Relationships.
it's solving somebody's problem for a price.
Yes.
It depends whether you solve their problem or somebody else solves their problem.
Yeah.
That's basically what business is.
Yeah. The thing is though, again, you come back to the examples to say the most powerful marketing medium in your favour is the people you already have as customers and what they say about it. Yeah. And the key on top of that is how you're going to build on that, from that. Can you use it? Will you use it? Now just roll on anyway, but there's a good way to tap into it now, especially that there are changes in the travel industry. Because everyone's going, it's all going to fall apart, it's all pear-shaped. And you'll go, well, no, it's not. Actually, we do this. We cold filter our travel agency.
Where's Ship's Travel Service?
Just, well, there we go, yeah. The majority of consumers now have the financial option to buy based on head first and heart first and head second. This means price is, with a certain portion of the market, is the driving factor. It is. It is. But it isn't necessarily the market you want to be in. But if you're in that and it makes up a big portion of your bread and butter, how will you address it to? Ooh. Businesses that identify consumer needs and requirements and can quickly adapt their processes to fulfill them are the ones that are succeeding and will continue to succeed. There is a portion of the marketplace which spends more money on stuff these days and saves up for it, and you're in I'll just say great. You're in a great position because you get to sell people dreams. And people buy people. People love doing the face-to-face stuff. What we were talking about before. People love talking face-to-face. All this technology we've got, and people still love to go to each other. Because we talk about all sorts of stuff. Let me tell you about Mark's most embarrassing moment.
Yes, please tell them.
I have no idea what it is, but I just wanted to say that just to people get all set up at the moment, and Mark sat up and Sasha was going, oh. You have to figure out what your consumers' needs are. We think we know them, and believe me, we don't. We don't. Until you talk to them. Anything? Was that wonderful? No, was that wonderful?
Yeah.